It all started when I passed that shady old hag with the pale gray skin. Since then I've been having nightmares. I see the face of a man. His face is deformed almost beyond capability of observation. His eyes are uneven, one sunken in, the other swollen almost out of his face. His jaw is jagged with dents and ridges, and his mottled skin has warts and wrinkles all over him. His ears, one long and pointed, the other normal size, are seemingly similar to that of the bat wing's membrane. He has no lips, exposing his thin, filed teeth. Barely covering his enlarged forehead is thin, oily black hair, parted by a single horn above his left eye. Every night I dream of this man ending my life. The first few times he'd simply loom over me, his wretched breath flowing into my nose. The dreams would only get harsher and harsher from there. Soon I would start to see his face contort in anger. Pieces of the scenery around me would come in one at a time, dream by dream. His voice would get louder and angrier, day by day, year by year. Eventually, I could tell we were in a dark alley, red bricks stained with grease and old paint, but I could never comprehend what he was saying. I couldn't sleep many nights, knowing that thing awaited me in my dreams. I once wound up in the hospital after I collapsed from exhaustion. At that point, I realized the purpose of the dreams, as this time the sensation of touch was introduced to the experience. It was wretched, as now every night I would have to feel his bony hands around my throat. I'd feel the heat leave my face, as thick, pointed nails dug into the side of my neck. I had no way of confirming it, but somehow I was sure this dream was prophetic. The dream showed me how I was going to die. I didn't know when. I didn't know why. Why would this thing want me? Had it done this before? Did it want to consume me? Or was it just doing it for fun? The grim muse hung over me. Knowing I would one day have to defend myself, I went to a woman who worked at a second-hand shop and asked her to sell me a knife. She seemed reluctant at first, saying I seemed like I was up to no good. I eventually talked her into it, though. From then on, I could only wait, hoping it was only a dream, but always peering over my shoulders. After a year or two, I hadn't had any encounter with it. Still, the grim specter of fear hung over my shoulder like a heavy cloak. I simply continued on life the best I could, hoping it was just a dream, horrible as it was. Eventually, I felt I may have been on the path to living normally, getting used to the fate of dreaming every night, when one day I saw him. I had gone down a new road, trying to find a shortcut to the market, and I saw him. He was just walking around like it was an everyday shopping trip. I was in shock. That thing was real. My final hours were about me. Unless... yes, it was the only way. I stalked behind him, learning where he would go. Eventually, he went into an old clothing store, fairly isolated. I ducked into a nearby alley, knife ready in hand. The few moments it took him to finish felt like hours, until eventually he came out. I grabbed him and pulled him back, driving my knife into his spine. With an ear-piercing shriek, he fought harder than any person or beast I had encountered before. In a moment of weakness, though, he found his opportunity and had gotten free, wheeled around, and lunged at my throat, his hands clasped tightly around my neck. The following minutes played out just like in my dream, and none of my strength, wit, or luck could get me away from this. He finally let me go, as I fell to the ground with a thud. As the corners of my vision started to fade, I saw the young man who owned the shop run out to see what was going on. He sprang forth with utmost desperation, but not to me. No, he ran to the thing, crying out, "Father! Father! What did he do to you, Father?" He turned his head towards me. The look of sheer anger on his handsome face was the last thing I would ever see, and it was the most horrifying thing I have witnessed my whole life.